Okay, on the real political nature of this lobby, I think this lobby that tries to make our culture talk about sex and sexual issues all the time.
You don't have to talk about him. Nobody's making you talk about him. It's none of your goddamn business what people will do with their lives.
It seems to me that the issue of same-sex marriage is part and parcel of a feminist ideology that ironically seeks to erase all gender difference. So the premise of same-sex marriage seems to be that men and women are exactly the same.
I mean, no, men and women are not the same. And women are not the same. Some women like women, some men like women, some men like men. It doesn't fucking matter. It has nothing to do with you. People can do with their sexual lives what they want to.
That there isn't sexual difference because very basically, if M plus W equals M plus M equals W plus W, then M equals W. They're the same thing rather than being complementary. Why does the left want to erase sexual difference?
Because they're idiots. Because it gets them attention. It's a very small amount of them that want this to happen. A lot of people don't even realize the left's doing this. The only reason you're doing it is because it's a good way to get viewers.
It's a great question. Like you had said earlier, I can understand.
And by the way, gay marriage is not the gender identification problem that the left is preaching right now.
I often find that I feel like, or I believe that I can understand the perspective and the ideology or the thought process of people who say, I want to advocate for same-sex marriage, I want to advocate for transgenderism. I think I get the argument. But when it comes to this, like, why? When you ask the question, but why? Then I don't. Then at this point, I'm thinking, like, what's the ulterior or ultimate end?
Is this religious ideologue supposed to be your expert on this subject?
Eludes me, because it seems like the ultimate conclusion is a very, very different culture than we have.
I mean, yeah, we're trying to improve our culture. Gay marriage is an improvement on our culture because some women like women and some men like men, and they want to marry them because they're attracted to them sexually. I think the gender studies thing will fall by the wayside eventually.
One that does not necessarily flourish, but one that kind of just is everything's up for grabs. And so
that's a little vague for me, Father. I think as long as you're not hurting someone else, everything should be up for grabs.
When it comes to like a lot of the motivation of people who would advocate for like same-sex marriage or would advocate for advocating transgender stuff,
those are two different subjects.
It seems like in talking with some high schoolers, asking them about this, the response was like, well, I don't know, I just feel bad that they can't get married.
I would too. I feel bad you can't get married. You might be a better expert on the subject.
Oh, well, that's it. And so I think that there might be some people who are like kind of the masterminds. I have no idea who they would be.
You could have done a little research, seeing as you were going to be interviewed on a news show.
But I think at the core, the reason why the tide has shifted so quickly is because we've abandoned thinking.
You're a priest, right?
And we've given it all over to feeling, to emotion. And so the reason, quote unquote, reason why the tide has shifted so much is because we've abandoned reason, and we're just saying, well, I feel bad. It makes me feel sad to think that someone would feel sad.
It's not reasonable to think that two people that love each other and find each other sexually attractive despite their sex should be able to get married.
And of course, you and I, we don't want to make people unnecessarily sad or want to put undue suffering in their lives.
Well, that's what you're going to do when you try and impose your morality on somebody else when they've never hurt you.